Congratulations on the purchase of your FX Dreamline. Today we're going to be going over some steps on how to get started when you receive your rifle. First off, you're going to have to open up the box, right? Crack that open and you will see your rifle. First thing you're going to see is some paperwork. That is basically just your order summary. We'll also include a shoot chart. Shoot chart basically has your order number, the date, what model your rifle is, serial number, caliber, the pellet that is being that the gun has been tuned for, the velocity that that pellet is going, an air check verification, as well as the technician that worked on your rifle. Also receive an owner's manual, as well as some stickers from FX. Now that we've gone over what arrives with your gun, let's go over how we fill the rifle and load a magazine. There's a few different ways to fill up these rifles, whether it be a compressor, an SCBA style tank, or a hand pump. They're all going to connect to the rifle the same way, and that is with a probe. So in this situation, you're going to have a female Foster fitting as well as the probe. You'll want to pull the knuckle back on that Foster fitting, and that'll allow you to insert the probe. And then you'll feel it kind of snap together. Just give it a tug, make sure it's not going to come out. We don't want that to flop out during when we're pressurizing the gun. It gets dangerous. So after we've connected the probe, we want to rotate the dust cap so that you will expose the fill hole. You will then insert the probe until it bottoms out. At that point, you would want to close your bleeder and then crack open the valve. And you will watch that gauge on the very end of the gun until it gets to 250 bar. You will then close the valve, bleed the pressure. At that point, you are safe to remove the probe from the rifle. And you will then rotate the dust cap back so that way it is covered. We don't want any dirt or particles getting in there. Now that we have aired up the rifle, we want to show you how to load a magazine so we can get out and have some fun. So inside the package, you're going to see a bag with your magazine as well as the probe. We'll take the magazine out. You'll see a tab here at the bottom, and you want to rotate that 180 degrees. This is where it's at the top, and that will allow you to take your shield off. We will then wind the magazine counterclockwise until it comes to a stop. You will then take your stopper pellet and you will load it dome down into the upmost slot in that magazine. It's also the one you can see from the front as well. So we'll just load 5 pellets for now as an example. And when you put the shield back on, you want to line it properly. There is a hole at the top of the shield as well as a nub at the top of the magazine. If you align those two, the rest should fall into place. You will then rotate the tab back 180 degrees. At that point, your shield is locked in and you're ready to insert it into the rifle. At that point, always make sure the rifle is on safe before you handle it and point it in the safe direction. Open the bolt. You will then place the magazine so that the dome faces the front of the gun, and you will let it ride up that ramp at the bottom of the mag well, and you'll feel it bottom out. When it bottoms out, at that point you are good to run the bolt forward, and that will insert a pellet into the transfer port, which will then go into the barrel. We're not going to do that right now for safety reasons, so what I'm going to do is show you how to remove the magazine and decock the gun for storage. Basically, you'll just pull that magazine back out, and then you will put the gun back onto fire. You will put pressure on the bolt handle with your palm while you use your index finger to depress the trigger. You'll hear it click and engage. At that point, you're good to let it go forward. Close the bolt, put the gun on safety, and now it is good for storage. So that's the basic steps of how to get started with your rifle. We have a lot more in-depth of like tutorials, tips, and tricks on our Utah Airguns workshop channel, and the link to that channel will be provided in the description below. If you have any comments or concerns, please feel free to leave those and we'll be happy to address them.